Hi there, my name is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm designing for Coco Daisy and I'm going to be working inside my traveler's notebook doing a little bit of creative journaling. Now I was working in my notebook this morning and something that kind of crossed my mind was that compared to the traditional 12 by 12 scrapbooking layouts, you just don't have the room to play. And I was playing, I had these pieces here and I really liked them, really wanted to bring them into my pages, but I just didn't have much room to play with the photos. So I've printed off a load of photos today. I've got my November Coco Daisy kit here. Is it the November kit? Do you know, I can't even remember. Yes, it's November now, isn't it? I completely lost track of the months then. I thought we were still in October. And I thought I would do some pages inside my traveler's notebook that incorporate quite a few photos and different ways of using photos. So that's what I am going to do today. I'll take the notebook out as it makes it so much easier to work inside. I've already printed off the photos. I have mentioned before that the majority of my photos I print off myself. I have an A4 Epson printer that prints photos as well, and then I just edit them, add the frames and all of that kind of thing. I do love a white border. I think it makes such a difference. If, however, you don't or you can't add a border yourself, all you need to do is have your photo cropped and trimmed to the size that you want and stick it on the back of some white cardstock and then trim it off and you've got your white frame. So you can still achieve that even if you don't print them yourself. So let's clear away all of this and I will share some little tricks on how to work with photos inside your traveler's notebook. Although this kit is quite Christmassy themed, I am actually going to be doing some memory keeping from the summer. We went to Tennessee and we stayed in the mountains, so this paper is actually perfect for my summer pages as well. So one of the first tips I have actually screenshotted this photo. This is from an Instagram story. And if you use Instagram, you will know you can add your wording and all that kind of thing. I screenshot the photo and then I've cropped it off so I haven't got the Instagram bits, and then I've printed it off, and it's such a lovely way to print photos and actually have them with the wording. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to stick it onto one of the journal cards. I do love both sides, but it looks slightly lost. I think it needs the darker side, and we're going to have that on here. There's other places as well. I use PicMonkey a lot, and again you can use the wording and that you can create frames and all kinds of things. I will link up PicMonkey below. It's free to use and a really good way to embellish your photos. I'm adding on the alphabet stickers. I really love these by American Crafts. Now, when I was researching the road trip in the States, I really wanted to see a waterfall. But a lot of the places, there was quite a walk to the actual waterfall. And we were with my stepmom, and she's had a knee replacement. She's a little bit older, and so that wasn't ideal. And then I found this place in Alabama, in Mentone, and it was just literally 35-40 minutes from where we were staying, and the car park was literally just above the waterfall, and it was just such an easy walk here, literally just a couple of minutes, and so it was perfect. I was so happy. And this was actually, I found this by looking for some travel vlogs and I stumbled across it, but it was such a lovely trip. I will link up the day below in case you are interested to have a look where it is. It was such a perfect place to visit. Now, as I was saying, there isn't always the room for loads and loads of photos, and quite often I'm having to choose from a few photos just down to one because I haven't got the space. Now, I've got these photos here. My dad is always fooling around, and I really wanted to include this one as well. It just makes me laugh. So I've got this 4x6 journal card here, and I'm going to attach it to the top and almost use that as a pull down so I can still include both photos. And now I've got both. Now, so that this doesn't keep popping up, I've attached this little tag here. I've just literally got the double-sided sticky at the top. And so now that can easily pull down. There we go, it just holds it in place. I've actually just changed my mind and I've added a staple at the top, and that's a lot more secure now. I really like the way that holds it down. I've added a die cut, the story, and some journal lines, and I'll be coming back to this page shortly. I've just covered this double page with the foresty paper. I think that will go really well. Now I want to add quite a few photos on this one, so I'm going to be including some in a glassine envelope. It's a really nice way to hold the photos, but you can actually see that there's photos inside. So although they're slightly hidden, you can actually see that there are photos included. I've stuck the bag in there, and I'm going to include a photo of the kids on the top there. I love that photo. And then I've got a couple more photos which I'm going to pop inside the bag. Okay, this idea has actually moved on. I've been adding some die cuts, and I've actually got this big chunky tag, and I've decided to add a photo to each side of the tag, and that fits really nicely. So I really like the idea now of decorating this tag. I've used 2 photos, but obviously you could also add just the photos into the glassine bag. You could also add a written note for your journaling. So I've just grabbed some spare ribbon that I've got lying around, stapled it there. I've got 2 ugly staples on the back, so I'm going to use a chipboard circle here just to cover them up. And that, I think, is a really cute little tag to pop inside the bag. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And now just 2 other suggestions. You can add titles to your photos. I love having a bit of a gap on a photo. So getting the subject of the photo over to the one side, and then you've got a gap to play around with where you can embellish. Or here I've added the word happy using these cute little sparkly alphas. And the other thing is, another reason I love to have a frame around my photos, because it's so much fun to journal on. Now sometimes with the smaller pages you don't have as much space if you want photos and you want your journaling. So here I have actually used the white frame for my journaling, and I've told my story in that way. So I have 2 pages now complete, and I'm really pleased with them. I've done some fun documenting, and I've included quite a few photos today as well. And considering these are really small pages, especially kind of in comparison to 12 by 12, I think I've done okay. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I hope it's given you some ideas. Please let me know if you are a Traveler's Notebook fan. How do you work it? Do you really work to a minimalist? Do you just tend to have lots of kind of paper showing, kind of lots of white space with minimal photos, minimal journaling? I would love to know how you work yours. I always tend to love lots of photos, lots of journaling, so I'm really having to strip it down and find new ways to document with the Traveler's Notebook, but I'm really enjoying this smaller format. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye!